Good morning. My name is Danielle Azevedo, and I'm a junior studying occupational therapy with a minor in disability studies at the University of New Hampshire. This semester, I had the privilege of completing a fellowship at the Berkeley Institute for Accessible Arts Education under the mentorship of Dr. Rhoda Bernard. In a few words, the mission of this institute is to provide a quality music education to individuals with a diagnosed disability. When I got the email stating that I had been matched with this institute, it felt like there could not have been a more perfect spot for me. In third grade, I joined a program called Circle of Friends, which consisted of able-bodied students and disabled students spending time together during their lunch and recess. After being a member of that group, I declared that one day I would become an occupational therapist. I understand it's not very common for someone to have their future career lined up and ready to go at such a young age. But I can say with confidence that my 8-year-old self did in fact have a pretty strong sense of self-awareness and purpose. From that moment, I never strayed from my path towards becoming an OT. Now I know it would be so much more interesting to hear a speech about some major turning point I had, or a challenge that seemed impossible to overcome, yet somehow I found a way. I agree, a heroic story is always a success. But today, I'm going to share with you how completing this fellowship did nothing but reaffirm the promise I made to myself 13 years ago and showed me that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Throughout the semester, my role at the Institute was to perform student observations on participants in the arts education programs at Berkeley and then to develop student profiles. The environment during these Saturdays was something that had to be experienced firsthand to fully understand. During my observations, music was playing everywhere you turned, students were working together to grow as musicians, and instructors spewed knowledge and passion in every lesson they taught. Inspiration oozed. At first, I was pretty intimidated by this level of community and talent. I questioned how I could possibly fit into an environment that is so tightly woven together. But with time, I was able to build trust and develop relationships and soon felt right at home. These weekend hours reminded me how much I love working with students with various abilities and perspectives. I love observing the mind of a student with autism who can see an entire piece of music in his brain, but then has to figure out how to get it onto the computer. I love watching a young boy who was nonverbal until he was 7, but then at 9 years old now sings on stage alone in his ukulele ensemble. I love seeing friendships grow between students with a 15-year age difference through their mutual love for music. These experiences, these moments, are ones that I will forever cherish. They're moments that added many stones to my path towards becoming an OT. I do wish I had a funny story or could be a hero for these 3 minutes, but I don't, and I'm not. So I hope this story instead can remind you that you might actually be in just the right place, traveling on a path leading you to right where you want to go. Thank you.